Hey guys, in this video we're going to be talking about product enhancements. So these are little things that you can do to your products to make it look that much better, more professional. And they're very small things that you really maybe wouldn't think about, but it can really be a big difference. And so these are just a handful of different tips and tricks that I've used to help give my products more of a polished look. And so the first thing is use simple fonts. So if you're doing any type of presentation or PowerPoints or even inside of the an application itself, use very simple fonts. Don't try to overdo it with these fancy fonts that are hard to read. Using black text, okay, with just very clear fonts is fine. Okay, so things like Gill Sans, Helvetica Neue, Arial, PT Serif, any type of serif or sans font are usually very good. So just stick with the basics, okay? Creating a logo. I mean, this kills me when people have these ugly logos that it just totally makes your product look cheap, and that can hurt your price points. And so there's no reason why you can't have a professional logo. Just go over to Graphic River and buy a logo for 20 or 30 bucks and just make a few tweaks to it. Go find someone on Fiverr and say, hey, I want to use this icon, but I want you just to add some text. Just change the text depending on what your product name is. So there's no reason why you can't have a professional logo. Okay. Adding a favicon. I know this may seem really stupid and very simple, but a lot of people just don't do it. You just create a little icon file and you upload it to your server. And I mean, a designer could do this in 10 seconds, so it doesn't take very long to do, but it's just something very small that when a user has a whole bunch of browsers open, they can easily see your favicon and they'll know where to go back to your application or your website. Okay. Video introductions, just you probably saw the video introductions for all of my videos for this product or for Seller Kickstart. Go to Video Hive and search logo stings, or go to the logo stings section, and there are literally hundreds, if not thousands, of logo stings that just give you a little intro for 5 seconds before you enter into the main content of your video. These are really cheap, $10 to $15. You could have a logo sting that's professionally done. You can go on Fiverr and have someone edit it and put your logo in there. That's basically what I do. I don't really even need a custom logo sting. It's just there's so many out there that are done professionally and they're really cheap. Okay. Lower thirds, like when I'm talking in front of the camera, I like to have my name and the product logo come across below on the video. That's what it's called, the lower thirds. Again, you can go to Video Hive and search lower thirds, and there are tons of them out there, and you can change the colors and add your logo and your name and all that, and just gives it more of a professional look. Adding background music, right? If you're going to be doing maybe a long presentation, maybe it's a 20 or 30-minute presentation, add some subtle background music in there. It just helps, spice it up a little bit, make it a little bit better. You can go to Audio Jungle for that. Again, all these things are within the Envato marketplace. There's Theme Forest for WordPress themes and HTML sales page themes. There's Code Canyon for plugins and stuff like that. There's Video Hive for video, Audio Jungle for audio, Graphic River for graphics, and they have Photo Dune. I don't really do a lot with Photo Dune or Active Den or some of those other ones, but add nice thumbnails to your videos. Okay, so whenever I am done with a video, I'll maybe just take a screenshot of it, maybe add a little play button like that, and that can be a really nice thumbnail. It makes it look more polished, right? Do just quick audio edits, things like cutting out long pauses, no distracting background noises. Make sure you're using a good mic. I give you guys my equipment list for a USB condenser mic or a a lapel mic. And then export it to WAV or MP3 format. That's pretty standard formats. For video edits, use simple transitions. You probably saw the transitions that I had at the very beginning when I went from the video intro into the content. You could do a transition at the beginning or the end, or maybe when you're switching screens. Maybe in the beginning of the video you're on camera and then you switch over to your desktop. You can do just a simple transition, and all the basic software like Camtasia or what's the other one? Or not or ScreenFlow have all of those transitions you can use. And then you could also do things like simple zoom. So you could take the video of you, and then you could zoom in on yourself and do just a simple cut, and it looks like you have like two different cameras on you at the same time. Now, I mean, a video editor can do stuff like this. You don't need to learn how to do it, but it's just, if you want, it just create a simple cut in the video editing software, zoom in on you, and then it just cuts from, maybe your full your full body, or maybe waist up to maybe just your head, and you can go back and forth, and just gives it a little bit more of a spice for your videos. Video skins, there's, like, if you use Easy Video Player or Press Play, they have lots of really cool video skins, like the iMac screen, or the iPad, or just like a whiteboard video skin. So you can usually do those right within the software. You don't have to have like a custom designer do it, but that doesn't take very long to do. But if you use Easy Video Suite, or if you use Press Play, they have lots of built-in video skins that you can use. For like when you're doing interviews, just having a nice background, right? I mean, a lot of people, it bugs the hell out of me when people are doing interviews and they're like in their basement with all this junk in the background with like boxes stacked up. Just make it look more professional. Do it in a spot that's it's going to look nice, right? I mean, like this example here, it's got the the Washington Monument, I believe it is, in the background next to a window. It just looks a little bit nicer. So when you're doing interviews, try to have don't have a lot of junk in the background. Have it look nice. Good lighting. I show you guys the lights that I use. Nothing is worse than watching a video and it's really dark, or there's lots of shadows. So having good lighting obviously is going to help with your video quality. Okay, adding borders to pictures is really nice. I know you can do all of this stuff inside of Keynote or PowerPoint. It looks a lot better than just a plain no border. Just to add a little effect. It's just a little border option inside of the software. Just really easy to do. Okay, and it kind of spices up your pictures. Okay, so these are all just very, very minor things that a lot of people just don't either take the time to do, or they're lazy, or they don't really think about it. But it can really help in the overall scheme of things, make your products look more professional. Okay, so these are just a whole bunch of different things that I've done in the past that have just kind of helped make my, separate my products from the rest of the kind of garbage that's out there. And as you guys probably know, there's a lot of it out there. So I always try to take my products one more step further and do little things like this to help them make it look more polished. All right, so hopefully those were some good tips for you, and you can start using them in your products.